First and foremost, The Odyssey is a masterfully crafted film with terrific performances across the board and extraordinary technical achievements from Christopher Nolan and everyone involved. It's a remarkable accomplishment and one of the year's biggest cinematic events, but after seeing it twice, I can confidently say this: I didn't walk away feeling like I had seen Nolan's masterpiece. Going into my first viewing, I made the mistake of carrying two things with me. The original story was fresh in my mind because I had just reread it this year, and my expectations were impossibly high. I had imagined certain moments for years: the Cyclops sequence, the last Argonians, the reunion with Argos. These were scenes I had built up in my head, and while Nolan's interpretations are undeniably impressive, several of them felt more rushed than I expected or simply didn't land with the emotional weight I had envisioned. I found myself leaving the theater wanting just a little bit more from those pivotal moments while simultaneously being in awe of the sheer scale of what Nolan had pulled off. That's why I immediately wanted to watch it again after the first viewing. The second viewing changed my perspective. Instead of comparing it to the version I had imagined, I was finally able to watch it as Christopher Nolan's adaptation. That shift made a difference. The monster sequences worked better for me, the pacing felt more intentional, and I found myself appreciating the craftsmanship even more. It didn't dramatically change my overall opinion, but it reinforced that this is a film built for repeat viewings. Visually, it's staggering. Nolan once again proves that very few directors understand cinematic scale the way he does. The Trojan Horse and the Sacking of Troy are among the most breathtaking sequences I've seen in years. They're everything I hoped they would be: massive, chaotic, and unbelievably immersive. Seeing those moments unfold on the biggest screen possible reminded me why Nolan continues to be one of the last filmmakers capable of making movies feel like true events. The sound design is almost comically overwhelming in the best way possible. I have genuinely never experienced a movie as ear-shattering and seat-shaking as The Odyssey in Dolby Atmos. My ears were ringing long after the credits roll on my second watch. Every sword clash, every crashing wave, every thunderous footstep carries an almost physical weight. It's one of the loudest theatrical experiences I've ever had in my life, and somehow it fits the scale of the story perfectly. The performances are excellent across the board. Matt Damon delivers a thoughtful and restrained Odysseus, though I did find myself wanting a little more emotional intensity during some of the film's biggest moments. There are scenes that should completely devastate him, and I never felt it fully reached those emotional heights. Even so, he anchors the journey well. Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, and Robert Pattinson all make strong impressions, while the rest of the ensemble fully commits to bringing this mythological world to life. The only technical element that left me wanting more was the score. Nolan's collaborations have given us some of the most iconic film music ever composed. I can still hear Interstellar, Inception, and even Oppenheimer in my head years later. Here, while the score absolutely drives the pacing and enhances the tension, and it even has a very signature tone to the movie, very little of it has stuck with me. It's effective throughout the film, but I never found that one unforgettable musical theme that immediately transports you back into the movie. Even my biggest disappointment remained unchanged on a rewatch. The Argos scene is one of the most emotional moments in all of Greek mythology, in my opinion, and despite hoping the second viewing would hit harder, it didn't bring me to tears. That doesn't make it a bad scene, but it's one of the few moments where I felt Nolan's more restrained approach kept me at arm's length emotionally. Still, these are relatively small concerns in the context of what Nolan accomplishes here. The Odyssey is an enormous, ambitious blockbuster made with confidence, intelligence, and astonishing technical precision. It's the kind of movie that reminds you why filmmakers like Christopher Nolan remain so important to theatrical cinema. Even if it isn't my favorite film of his, it's another great entry into one of the strongest filmographies of the modern era. I'll absolutely be watching it again, and when I do, it'll be an IMAX 70mm, which I just booked for a couple weeks from now. Because regardless of my nitpicks, The Odyssey is exactly the kind of movie that deserves to be experienced on the biggest screen possible and nowhere else.
The gods told you.
Then I defied the gods.
Tune in every Friday for new movie videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what other movies you would like me to do videos on. Thank you, Mom, for editing the scripts for my movie essays. I appreciate you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.